Welcome to the Cosmic Couple.
Welcome back, everyone. This week, we are going to dive into another article about relationships. This one called Things Healthy Couples Do That Pretty Much Nobody Would Suspect.
That's an interesting hook.
Yeah. It says, every time you feel this way, you probably worry. Maybe you don't have to. It continues, what if I told you that it's normal for your partner to experience doubts and fears about being with you, and that this could be healthy and exactly what you need to experience and deal with before you spend the rest of your lives together?
Being open to talk about that with your partner would be a very challenging topic to broach.
That's a good point. Open and honest relationships have many challenges, doubts, phases, and fears in them. Do you panic and create more emotional uncertainty, or are you calm? Some people already have a challenge with expressing emotion, and doubt can increase emotional suppression. So, what do you think about doubts and relationships and the challenges and the fears and phases it mentions?
Well, especially when you look at couples that have been together a long time, you have a lot of history to compare and contrast different times of your life as a couple. And often when you look back in those times where there is an added stress that comes from outside of your relationship, whether it be, work or other family members or stressful daily living.
Yeah.
And when those things happen, we all deal with the stress differently. And if you are still sorting through it on your own as an individual, the stress, doubt could come because you haven't spoken to your partner about it.
Yeah.
I can see it being healthy to have doubts, especially when other things are maybe not going well. And so you might think, oh, it's the relationship, but it's actually the stress from something outside the relationship going on during that time period. And when you've been together a long time, you have the history of looking back and say, oh, well, remember that time when this happened? I felt blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
You have that history to catalog back and try and compare and contrast your own personal doubts.
Right.
And whether that is for the other person or it's coming from this other stressor.
Yeah, right. Are you having doubt in the relationship, or is it doubt in your ability to handle the relationship, or is it, like you said, an external factor that is something,
and you're just coping
yeah,
with the stress of life, something
right,
that it throws at you, like death of a family or something medical happens.
Yep.
Things that are out of your control.
Yeah. When something big happens and you're a couple, it affects both parties, in different ways. And so coping with those life lessons and things that happen is choppy water that you both have to navigate.
As individuals, you have to keep self-reflecting. How am I feeling? What's happening? And figuring out, is there something that I need to address with my partner during those times of stress? Just because you are together doesn't mean that you handle stress the same.
Yeah, you're still, two individuals again. So being in touch with how you handle it, do you need time to process it? Or do you just start chipping away at it right away? Knowing those things is a key to a good communication. The second point here is when a person starts to doubt a relationship, Their partner will often try to tell them why they shouldn't have these doubts. They'll tell their partner all the reasons they make a great couple and why they should stay together. This kind of convincing behavior is almost guaranteed to backfire because it's natural for humans to resist when something or someone is trying to push them down a certain path.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
It seems like the other partner, the most rational thing to do would be to say, "Hey, this is why I think we're a great couple." It's about how you're feeling.
Yeah. You can't logic away a feeling.
To try and convince someone to stay in a relationship when they're having doubts. It does seem to be a bad idea. Like, I don't want to be with someone who's not sure that they want to be with me.
Yeah. When you find out someone's having doubts about the relationship, I mean, I think the natural go-to is like, well, what am I doing wrong? How am I not enough for you? What can I do to change? And
why?
And why?
Why?
Right.
Why now? That would be a scary feeling.
Yep. Point number 3. Doubting a relationship is good for your future together.
That sounds confusing.
It does.
I almost feel like I need to know what the definition of doubt is.
Yeah.
In order to understand what they're trying to communicate here.
Yeah. Let's, okay, I'm going to read further here to see what, because that is an odd title. Their doubt signals they are taking the situation seriously. They are considering the future and what it might hold. They are likely also wondering if they are truly the right person for you. Doubt is an emotional mechanism for confronting our fears, discomforts, and challenges in relationships. If they never doubt you or your relationship, this could be a warning sign you could be taken for granted or not respected in your relationship. Most people like to think a relationship should almost always feel comfortable, safe, and easy. They have the subconscious belief couples in good, long-term, committed relationships are just lucky, but the opposite is true. For now, take comfort in their doubt and reassure them without being dismissive. Show them how their doubt can be resolved without telling them how to feel.
That's a healthy approach.
The question I have is like, okay, so when does it cross that line of this is not going to work out?
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, this idea that, oh, you're just comfortable in your relationship because you've just been together and like your standards are somehow lowered because you've been together longer.
Right.
I never looked at our relationship that way. It was always in the present moment.
Yeah. When we first started dating, I wasn't thinking about what if we don't get along? If we move in together, what if our pet peeves are too much to overcome? You definitely have to stay present to really feel if this is working or not.
We took a lot of time to develop into individuals. And then with each step that we took as a couple, we would address issues that came up. You know, don't let things ruminate.
Right.
And down the road, things come up in conversation about family and where you see yourself in 5 years.
Yeah.
Those type of conversations.
Right. And if they are not surmountable,
move on.
Yeah. Because, you're two individuals, it's about cooperation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just had to put together a bookshelf recently.
Yep.
And it was like 36 pages long.
It was
instructions.
A lot of instructions.
Insane.
And yeah. Every piece was separate.
And it was at the end of the day. We were both exhausted, but we were in sync with each other.
If a couple want to know if they can make it, just go grab a bookshelf and try to put together anything from IKEA. We'll expect an email from their marketing and promotion department this week. Okay. So Thanks for listening, and special thanks to the followers out there. We've gotten a few more followers and really appreciate it.
We really do appreciate all we get.
So until next time, thanks.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.